our What We Watch His and Hers chat. Now we're gonna talk about my Panamanian queen, Tessa Thompson. We're gonna be joined by great people today. My lovely co-host Tej. How you doing today? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about that show. I'm gracious to what we watched for waiting a week because I thought I was going to be able to have to miss the conversation because last week I hadn't finished it yet, but I finally got to finish it and I'm excited to talk about it.
Same. You're not the only one. A lot of people were like, whoa, hold on. And then, like, a lot of people have shared how they feel about it with me prior to. JK, I see you in the audience. Welcome back. We got JK back. What We Watch alumni for sure. Come on up when you're ready. We'll let people kind of trickle on in. But today we're going to talk about my Panamanian queen, Tessa Thompson. We're going to talk about Jon Bernthal, which, I don't know if we talk about him enough. I mentioned a lot of his work. You'll see him in Origin by Ava DuVernay alongside Ingenue Ellis. Pay attention. The Oscars nominations are coming out as well. We'll have a video up on tomorrow. What is what we watch? If I do not let y'all know how I feel, everyone likes to kind of, opine on the Oscar nominations for months before. But I kind of want to just talk about when they do share the nominations, how you're going to engage, how you feel, and kind of who you think is maybe going to be snubbed or not. So, a lot of times things seem very obvious and there's a lot of predictions. So we'll talk about what I personally think about those as well. But happy What We Watch Wednesday, his and hers, Netflix. There's a lot of tweets we can share. What we watch, Teach, everybody up here, you're more than welcome to share tweets and things that you've heard about the show. Tej, I think you and I shared a couple of tweets that you can bring up. What we watched, there's a couple of tweets below the tweet that I shared that we should start talking about with topics. But I just want to start off by saying, what is going on with the mess? Why do we have so much mess in this show? JK, what do you think?
It I just don't know. First of all, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for welcoming me. But
Yeah.
it was just mess from start to finish. And
Just
don't even know which way to turn until the very last minute of the episodes of the whole show.
this is going to be a chat where there's just like, if you're listening, it's spoilers. The cadence and kind of the way that these thriller horror mysteries work is that there's a whodunit situation and you're kind of just going through the entire tour trying to figure out how your theories fit. And of course, we're going to throw in some sex. We're going to throw in drugs. We're going to throw in betrayal. We're going to throw in all kinds of lies. Tej, when you went into this, before we really get into it, what were you thinking about all of the mess that you're about to see? Who were you thinking of? What shows were you thinking of prior to? How do you feel about whodunits and things like that?
Well, I do love a whodunit, and I also, things are, I started hearing about, oh, his and hers is good, and hearing about that there was a twist. I didn't know what the twist was. And so when you go into a show, when you know there's going to be a swerve and twist, it always scares me because like it's always obviously better to not know that when you're going to the show. But it takes a really well written show to be able to still deliver that when you know something's coming and you're looking like you're paying close attention, like you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the twist? I know it's not going to be anyone who we're supposed to think it is because everybody's shocked by the twist. And so I was really thinking about whodunits that I really like going in terms of that's why people that the first thing I thought about was uh Knives Out, the first Knives Out, and kind of
Okay.
all the Knives Outs, like the fact that you're watching and then all of a sudden at the end in the last monologue that our detective gives, he kind of ties everything into a little bun. Like it's not easy to do that, but it was the first thing I thought of because I love Knives Out and it's like white drama. Like they have so much family drama that is kind of hiding things that you would probably normally see, but because these people are family, things are hidden, dynamics are weird. Same thing with his and hers because of the relationship between the two characters, which we don't know when we start what how they're related to each other in any way, shape, or form. So,
Mhm.
but because of that, you get to hide stuff in this dynamic of these two very great leads in terms of the lead actor and actress, and you get
Mhm.
to kind of disappear into their performances, and while you're being engrossed in the performances, we get to hide stuff from you, and so that's what I was thinking about when I went in.
Yeah, I think I love that you bring up the cast too. I mean, everyone did so well. Lots of new faces for me personally, but lots of very, Sabatka familiar faces, of course, outside of Jon Bernthal and Tessa Thompson, whom we are all very, very familiar with. I think, I'm a big fan of the miniseries. Like, y'all will eventually one day watch my miniseries on a streaming service or on the What We Watch app. And of course, one of my short films. But I love a miniseries. It's giving Behind Her Eyes, which I also believe is on Netflix. It's giving All Her Fault, which is on I think it's Hulu or Prime Video. I can't remember which one that
Ooh.
is. All Her Fault with my girl Sarah Snook from Succession, a show that had thousands and thousands of people in What We Watch chats from 2021. What else? The Undoing with my girl Nicole Kidman that I was watching during the pandemic upon the creation of What We Watch. So I'm really into these kind of thriller mini series. So you didn't have to do much to get me tapped in. And you talk about Knives Out. I watched Knives Out 3, was not my favorite. It seemed like everyone went 1, 3, 2 for that, for the Knives Out mysteries. I was like, for me, it's still one.
I would go 1, 2, 3.
I would go 1, 2, 3 as well. But welcome to What We Watch. Happy What We Watch Wednesday. Alicia, mommy, hi. Welcome to your first What We Watch chat as your own account. How are you?
Great, thank you.
How did
Excited
you
to be here.
How did you feel about this whodunit? What kind of whodunits have you liked before? What do you feel about the genre and going into his and hers?
Um, Very well written. Like I am, I'm pretty good about coming up with theories and kind of figuring it out. And this one, till the
Mhm.
end, just right before it was revealed, is when I kind of started figuring it out.
Right, right.
So yeah. Um,
Any other
Gone
whodunits
Girl.
you really like?
Mm,
You said Gone
I
Girl?
don't know if
Did
this
you?
one will make, but Gone Girl
Okay,
was,
exactly.
yeah,
One of the best.
yeah,
What we watch,
one
I
of
just read about Gone Girl today. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this was very, very. It kept me going, knowing that it was a twist. I
Uh-huh.
still went into it, like TJ say, paid attention, and still,
Uh-huh.
was
Uh-huh.
difficult. Was difficult. Like right before it revealed, I was like, let me see.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the theories in just a second. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Jess, welcome to the stage. Diner in the Dash, I see you in the audience. Welcome. Jess, welcome back, my girl. What We Watch alumni as well. How are you?
I'm good. So happy to be back. Let's talk about this chaotic whodunit.
Okay, let's just jump into it. I feel like we're talking around it. We're talking about how we felt before. We always got to check in. What did
hmm
you know going in? I did not know that there was going to be a twist. Luckily, I just saw my Panamanian sis Tessa Thompson, and I said, "Okay, I'm in." Jess, you know what? You're lucky. You get to kick us off with all of the theories. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Did you
hmm
see it coming?
No, I'm gonna
Right.
say that with my chest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent. Listen, this is a safe space,
Not
and
not
so I'm just
always.
gonna come. I'm just gonna come telling the truth. No, I did not. I did not see that coming. It really was brilliantly done. And like you were saying, like I didn't really go into it knowing much. Like I did not read the book. I was unaware of the work here that this was inspired by. Again, I saw Tessa, I saw John, and I saw a fire trailer, and I said,
Hmm.
okay, I'm in. When this
What else
drops,
you got to do?
I'll
Right.
be there. Exactly. And so as this whole thing is playing out, I also it's very much like one of those word of mouth things where like I just kind of started seeing it pop up everywhere as well, with people saying like this is the greatest thing Netflix has ever done, and like
Oh,
my jaw is still on the floor, just like the good conversation that I saw bubbling up. So I said, okay, let me actually get my eyes on this so that I can have the conversation that I knew was coming up here in this space. Um, and I just thought it was very very well done. Like
yeah,
the writing
yeah.
was clever. They definitely put you every episode in the mindset of like, oh, could it be her? Could it be him? Oh, like this cast of characters from like high school days, like something doesn't smell right here. Like I think I know who it is at this point. And then when the voice changes as she's reading that letter, my
Ciao.
my jaw hit the floor. My jaw absolutely hit the floor. Now I don't know if I I need that version of a mother's love. You know what I'm saying? I just, if we're good with spoiler, like if we're good to just have the conversation, then can we just have it? Because
Here's the thing. We
like,
have to have it. I love that y'all are all talking about how brilliantly written it is. It was, a showrunner is a woman. Shout out. I believe her name is Dee Johnson. Forgive me. I
yes.
should have, I believe it is. And it is an adaptation of a book. But that doesn't always translate very well. So I'm glad that it's hitting hard for everyone. I also believe that it was beautifully written and really well done. And I was thrown for a loop. I just feel like y'all kept everybody I spoke to, and Tej, you know this. Everybody I spoke to was like, I support the mom. What's going on, TJ? TJ, what is happening? Why are y'all so supportive of this literal lying serial killer? Please. I know, Dinah, you're like, I know. And I know this is the villain apologist, the queen villain apologist, but I'm
Okay,
Tej.
we hear you.
Okay. Of course people are gonna call me knowing it's what we watch Wednesday. I don't know. Tej, go ahead. Cause y'all know I'm
I cannot believe that you are not supporting this woman who is really the hero of the story. Everybody that died deserved to die. That is the cruelest thing that I think that I've ever seen portrayed on screen that those kids did.
you didn't
I
watch
have
you
never
haven't
seen.
watched enough TV, and that's crazy that I'm saying that to you.
I you know how much TV I
No,
watched.
this
That
is
was one of the
crazy.
cruelest things that I've ever seen. Holy shit! At that being the event that this is all centered around. Oh my god! Hiding this is like hiding it into like this is like petty high school girl drama, and then going a couple episodes in and then realizing that when they showed that, I literally had to pause my. Once I realized what was happening,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, but of course they make it seem as if that's going to happen to the heavyset girl, and then you quickly come to realize. Now that's one thing I did guess. Once they showed that something was going to happen to the heavyset girl, I was like, no, that so it's not going to be her. So then I figured that was going to happen to Tessa Thompson's
Can you please
character
call her
because she's the
Lexi
only.
and stop calling her the heavy set girl?
Sorry, Lexi. But then I figured I don't remember any of these people's names, by the way, like none, like none of these people's
No,
names.
no, it's a
Uh,
trope. Like the heavy set girl trope, they like really went in on it. So you're not even wrong. Like
but
archetypes.
what they even with that they do play that trope, but also that serves a broader purpose to show you to hide from you that character is somebody that you already met in present time, right?
Right.
Like we know we have already met that character, but we don't know we've met that character. It's the same trick they did in Knives Out 2, where well, I won't spoil it, but they're doing the same trick. Like there's another character that you've already met, but you didn't know that you had met them, right?
Right.
So that was one having a flashback that was very, very, very graphic and hard to watch, but also serves that purpose of showing us the only representation we saw of Lexi was of her high school self, not knowing that we had already met her in the current timeline. But I just think that it's easy to root for the mom because one, like I like the fact that they're playing on the fact that we all see that she's got something going on with her brain, and so like things are not going well for her. So of course we're not going to then suspect that she's a killer. And also, not just that, but we didn't know that there was something to be avenged because they don't show you that happened to Tessa Thompson's character until the last episode, which is just
I
such a
really,
smart way to do
yeah,
that. That's just such a smart way to do
I
that.
agree. That was a really smart way to do that. But I don't know, Diner in the Dash, you had a quick like shock that I am not defending a villain. And here's the thing, real quick before you go, Diner in the Dash, welcome to the stage. I can't, guys. I would like to trust old people. Do we not in this chat want to trust old people when they say they're sick? Nah, you can't just like tell me, and I'll tell more of the truth later in the chat. But like, you can't, mom, and mom, you're in the chat right now. I love you, but you can't just tell me you out here a serial killer and I hired a nurse because you got dementia. I feel like we've got to set some boundaries, guys. Jess, I know you're gonna have my back. You probably the only one that's gonna have my back, honestly. But Dine in the Dash, what are you thinking? I know you're shocked.
Well, I mean, not to discredit the show by any means. I still like the show, and I didn't see the plot or the twist coming at the end from a fucking mile away. But she's just what is defensible about her actions? She didn't immediately act. I mean, she didn't know. But what is the point of getting revenge on these people like 30 years later
That's my
when
point.
when they're
Because
teenagers
my
whose
ops
brains'
can't be
frontal
alive.
lobes have not been developed yet.
Thank
Now
you.
my ops can't be alive. If you my ops, it don't matter how long it's been. You don't get to say, well, it's been 5 years, it's been 20 years, 30 years. The beef is still on. Once I see you, it's on, bro. What are y'all talking about?
All right, low
What are
key
y'all talking
T,
about? It's on
And,
site.
low
and
key
why'd
T,
she fucking?
you might turn me,
She
T.
didn't have to kill Jon Bernthal's sister. I'm sorry, she did not. I mean, that was a girl who had no power in that situation
Yes, she
whatsoever.
did. If you sit there and
I'm
watch my,
sorry.
they were
She's
singing
still
happy
messing with my child.
back. Y'all were singing happy birthday while my child was being brutally assaulted. Like y'all, if y'all take pleasure in that, well, I'm gonna take pleasure in getting all y'all
I'm
out of here. I don't know
Diner,
what's to talk about.
Diner. I'm
Yeah, but
in.
her defense was like, "Oh, I killed her so you could have a family again." Like, what the fuck? That's some
That's
fucked up
nuts.
rationalization.
Yeah,
That's
and she got
nuts.
her a dollar out of it. That's efficiency. That's two birds, one stone.
Tej, hold on. My mom wants to talk. We do have a mom in the chat. Any other moms in the chat? Mom, go ahead, please, mommy. Oh my gosh.
Remember when she said you came back after the year anniversary?
Mhm.
Not only did you did this, you pay somebody. Of course, I didn't know that watching it, but you pay somebody to write me. And now you're sitting here screwing my current husband after I lost a child. So you're still screwing with my baby,
Mhm.
even 20 years
Okay.
later.
Okay. All right.
That's the fact.
Okay. All right now. Hold on now. JK, go ahead. I
Listen,
see your hand up. JK, go ahead. Jess, you next.
just to add on to what your mom Alicia was saying, I think it's justified that that the mom did what she did because they had all those years after that happened to, I guess you could say, repent and be like, you know what we did was really messed up, and we're sorry, and here's how we're gonna move forward. And they actually kept being cruel towards her. I don't know if you remember the girl that was the headmaster. I forgot her name, but she said something really messed up about her child being dead.
Yeah.
So they
Helen.
have
Helen, the headmaster.
That
Helen
was
was
zero,
like,
fucked up.
you
That
yeah,
need
was
like
to.
fucked up.
zero sympathy for her. They don't feel no way about what they did. So they got to live their lives up until they were murdered. So, it's not, I think she did well. I don't
I'm
know.
not saying they were good people. I'm not. I'm just saying they didn't necessarily deserve to be serial killed.
Yes, they did.
I'm with you, Diner in the Dash. Still, it's teetering. Diner in the Dash is Hold on, let me do a quick check in. Happy
No,
What We Watch Wednesday. Those of you in the audience too, there's a heart with a plus sign. If you think she deserved it, and she's, you're on the side of mom, put a 100 or put a thumbs down. If you are not, give me the 100s and the thumbs down that she went too far. I don't know. I'm willing to meet y'all in the middle. Like maybe two of them deserve to die. I struggle with it. But iPhone CEO, I want to welcome you to the stage. Are you a new What We Watcher? Welcome, welcome.
I've been around a little bit when we used to do this in COVID. What app was
Hey, a
that
day
back in the day?
one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You put me on to just understanding different
Oh,
perspectives
thank you so
of
much for
film. So
saying
I
that.
appreciate
I
that. I
appreciate
appreciate that.
you. Okay, so you
But
said you was ready for the chat. Let us know.
yeah, I've been waiting for this. I set a reminder and everything to come up in here. But my biggest thing about the story is not even the story itself, it's more how it played out. I honestly wished I'm on the side of all of them literally getting murdered. I know that sounds horrible, but like I of them getting some type of payback for the things that they did.
Right.
I wish they would have left it more anonymous of us not knowing if the mom did it or not.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I wish like some type
Me
of
too.
I ain't gonna say
Me
like
too.
yeah, I'm not gonna say no type of like David Fincher type ending, but something where it like leaves you with a little suspense where you're just like, did the mom do it? Like they left enough clues for you to kind of think about like, damn, did she turn into Jason Voorhees in the last?
And did.
I know what you did last
And
summer
I
type
and did.
vibes.
And I'm like, not enough of us are concerned, but
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like my girl got an Oscar for like playing like she had dementia or whatever it was, but like
she got me too.
yeah, yeah, it's just like you see her walking down the street. Like I understand it's Netflix and you got to have the shock value of things. So like Netflix did what Netflix does best because you're gonna get people to watch it just by everyone saying like you got to watch it for the ending. You got to watch it for the ending.
Exactly.
So I'm glad they did it as a limited series so everyone can kind of get their popcorn and binge it. So I think from a marketing and a like story standpoint, Netflix accomplished exactly what they wanted to do for having all of us in this room talking about it. But I just think from a stylistic standpoint or storytelling standpoint, I would have liked a little bit more mystery. Like you read the note and the mom is saying things in it like, wait, did she pull up to
No.
that school?
Because the thing
I
about it
do this.
is, I'm with you. I'm probably not for the same reason, but I'm with you because, mommy, please don't tell me that you killed 4 people. Can we just, can you not,
Uh,
TJ, please?
she only killed 3 people. The other person was
Okay,
killed by
Nah,
our
nah, nah.
young
You don't pull up
hotshot
and kill
detective.
people like that and not have some more bodies under your
that's what
list.
I'm
She
saying.
got somebody.
That she
Somebody
said
else back in the
in
day.
that letter, she said the first time you do it, meaning she admitted she had already done it before she killed them 3 people.
The news anchor was catching bodies since she was a kid, so she had to go anyway. She was a little killer. You saw what she did to her sister. It's crazy.
Here's my thing. Okay, so we're gonna talk about theories because again, I think my point still stands. Y'all not gonna sway me completely. Y'all trust old people with dementia. You trusted them. You believe them. No one in this room was gonna sit up
They
here.
elected one president, so the people do trust old people with dementia. That's a true thing.
Well, did
There
she
was
actually have dementia, or was she just faking the dementia so she could get away with the
she was
murders?
faking it, and so
It,
now similar
If
to
she actually had
everything.
dementia, she is a genius by because if she can pull that off with actual dementia, she's a superhero.
TJ, please, TJ, please. We have to be able to trust our elders. What are we always told about our elders? Respect. We need to support them. I'm paying for, mom, I'm paying for your nurse to live in with you, and you lied to me about dementia. There's two
I
things.
respect mom more than anybody in this whole show. She has my respect. I respect my elders.
There's two things that the show did stylistically in the writing, and Jess, you are next, that I really enjoyed. Number one, the first inkling I had that the mom was involved, I did not think she was the main one pulling the trigger. I thought she would be maybe an accomplice, and or she was being used, because again, I trust old people. Wow, it's really concerning. But do you remember when she found the box that eventually had like the messed up kind of history of her past or whatever that we were revealed? There was dry cleaning in the closet. It's a very like it's an orange suit with dry cleaning, and you're like, and I was just looking at this in the first or second episode, and I'm like, what? Why does grandma have dry cleaning if she has dementia, never leaves her house? Why is her clothes dry clean? Whose clothes is this? So I had a
How did
little,
you catch that?
yeah, I had a little teeny tiny inkling at that time. And then the second time was when they kept saying it's that go back and watch it if you want. It's the easiest show to watch. And I'll unmute everyone. Happy What We Watched Wednesday. Go back and watch how many times they wrote into this script. Yeah, and there's no defense wounds. There's no defense wounds. There's no defense wounds. They were defenseless. They didn't even think that means they knew or trusted this person. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna know and trust an old woman with dementia and then she's gonna stab me 30 times? What are we doing? Jess, go ahead.
Yes, so listen, man. There's a couple things that I need to get off my chest here. So first and foremost, if anybody is on the fence about whether these girls deserve to die, let me just remind folks, okay, that not only did our heavyset friend watch her get assaulted that time in the woods, but she decided to grow all the way up and then come back around to Atlanta and make my girl's life a living hell when she's just trying to be a news anchor. What is she doing? Why are they beefing? What's happening here?
She did. She
Why?
did make a black
Like
woman's life difficult.
terrible
She
people,
did.
terrible people. So if you're on the fence, just take that nugget, do with it what you will. I'm with you in terms of like, yes, we do need to trust our elders. We need to respect our elders. But the other points that I want to raise you in terms of the writing is that it's a very interesting commentary on how the elderly can disappear in our society. No one even consider, and a black woman at that, right? Like beyond the, oh, like there was no defense wounds, there was no defense wounds every so often, right? Like someone would get a call like, "Oh, she's it happened again. She was out wandering again. Come and get her. Come and get her." And then when they go back to the footprints, and you find out that it was her footprints, and she took off those clothes so that she could remove the evidence of the blood. Like brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Very
And so to
concerning.
me, I thought it was very, very well done. I don't know if in the books, you have a context for like the race of some of these characters. But to make the twist that it was just like an elderly black woman who was playing sick and was playing like she had dementia so that no one would see it and no one would ever see it. Now, I need sis to never write down that you murdered three people. Like, let's not put
Do
that
you
on
see what I'm
paper,
saying? At
girl. Like,
least,
let's not let's not do that.
can we not?
But I totally understand it. And even just in terms of the way that it was shot and directed, Teej was kind of touching on it, but I also wanted to say I don't know if I've seen much more disturbing things than three girls on a couch in the woods singing happy birthday as another young woman gets raped. Like, that was
I
crazy.
am going to
That scene was
send
actually insane.
everyone in this room a list of things that I've seen that are far more disturbing than that. And I don't want to split hairs and minimize what's occurring. But even in the realm of assault, there have been some really, really messed up things. But like it's definitely up there. But
It's up there, like even just the context,
for
three like
sure.
16, 15, 16-year-old girls on a dirty couch singing in this weird like hollowed melody as these girls are screaming for their lives. Like, that's just, there was a lot.
I
It
think
was a
I
lot
was
going on.
more for sure. I think I was more heartbroken about Lexi than most. Teej, we're gonna go into theories now. I think I was more heartbroken than Lexi about most. If I help you get out of a tough situation, and again, I get it. I know that she was like, how do I know that you didn't put me in the situation in the first place? I get it. But the way Lexi dipped off,
Because I just saved you. But why would I say? Why would I put you in a situation to save you? That doesn't make any
that
sense.
doesn't make any sense, right? And then I feel like at least 30% of y'all were like, I knew Lexi was the fat girl. I feel like I am what we watch. We are what we watch, and I did not see that coming. I will say that with my
I didn't
chest.
see that coming at
I
all.
did not. I said, "Whoa, no way!" And not to say anything about the trope of the heavy set girl of the group, of the bad bitch group or whatever. But come on, who saw that coming? And what theories did you have? I'll go first. My first thought was it's definitely a man because it's always a man. Hello, it's always a man. A man is always at fault. That's why he was running around the whole episode trying to hide that his semen was in that woman's body. Okay. It's always a man. So I was like, it's definitely the man. He's leveraging Mama Alice, and using her dementia, her whole big ass house to hide these bodies and leverage her and use her. And then I was like, but my girl Anna, because I love a villain, I love a woman villain. I'm like, but my girl Anna also probably killed maybe one of them. I thought she maybe killed Helen, because why not? That was a very brief and fleeting theory, but I was like, why wouldn't she? Like, you say something about my dead baby, I might, to you too. Like, I don't know. So I was going John, accomplice mama, Anna, maybe Helen. That was my theory in that order because it's always a man. Tej, what were your theories? And we'll kick it down the line. Be
Well,
honest.
you were ahead of me because I didn't put together at all at any point that the mom was involved. That was a complete shock to me. Once the voice changed when she was reading the letter,
Ciao.
I realized it. And I was like, oh shit. So like that was a complete shock to me. My first theory was that I knew it was probably not Tessa Thompson's character or Jon Bernthal's character. I was like, the duh. Like if people think it's a twist, the two people we suspect like kind of immediately are not going to be it. So I knew it wasn't with those two. My first thought process was that it was the young detective who I really liked in this movie, by the way, or in this
Priya.
miniseries, by the way. But I thought it was Priya at first because she was so far ahead of the cop, so far ahead of Jon Bernthal at all times, and but then I realized that I just thought that because Jon Bernthal was the dumbest cop ever rendered in a TV show of all time. This guy
These
made
superlatives, Tej,
about
please.
97 horrendous decisions. He was getting cooked in every scene by everyone. He went to interrogate her husband. He ends up being interrogated, even though he came here literally to arrest this man. This man is cooking him. He was getting cooked by this young detective the whole time. He tells his wife, who he knows is a journalist, and not only that, but he also knows that she specifically is covering the crime in which that you are investigating. She's only here for one reason. She's not covering any other stories in the town. So you're telling her the one thing that you don't want out to the media. Of course, she's going to tell the media. And also, you know that she already knows that you cheated. So she's already pissed off at you. You pissed off at her because she left for a year. Whatever. Like that's the dumbest thing you can do is to tell that woman what's happening in the name of the whatever he told her. And I just realized that no, she's not the killer. He is just the worst cop of literally of all time. Like that. I can't believe they made the cop that stupid, but you had to do that
There was
to
writing
progress
that
the
completely
storyline. But
supported you too, and the whole
no,
time he was getting cooked the whole time. Like, how did you even become a cop? Who let you be a cop?
he's literally the worst cop I've ever seen.
Darn in the Dash, what were your theories? Because to me, at first episode, I was like, everybody did it. Everybody was a group. It was Pretty Little Liars. It's 15 of them. Everybody did it. Darn in the Dash, what did you think?
I know I well, like other people, I never thought it was Tessa Thompson or Jon Bernthal, but I thought it was good that they kept them as not like viable suspects, but like you could see like Jon Bernthal being so dumb, and then they would show him like stumbling into like where the crime was committed or figuring out that he was there, and he just keeps walking around being a dumbass, being like, no one could possibly suspect me of any of this. Like I'm the cop, and not being able to. And like, in Tessa Thompson's character was like she was more smart and calculating, but she was going through her own shit too. She was like fucking the news Lexi's husband, like kind of on a whim, going through her own. Like she lost her child. She was going through like she was thinking clearly irrationally at like various times and impulsively at like different. So like you could see how she could lose her shit and like commit a murder or two. But like the friendship bracelets that they kept digging out of the throats was how I knew it really wasn't going to be either of them when it came down to it. But I
Oh, that's
enjoyed
true.
how long that it kept them both as sort of viable suspects.
So you didn't. So you didn't
Um,
have no real theories. You was kind of like on for the ride. You got
no,
to really
I mean
experience it.
I did think it was fishy that the heavyset teenage Lexi was in the flashback videos that we saw earlier in the season, but was not the only one that wasn't in character.
Mm.
But I was like, but how is it gonna get back to her? So then I was like, and the trope of the overweight woman in high school like losing all this weight to become a pretty girl is like kind of played out, but
Yeah.
so I wasn't expecting it by any means for her to be like connected in that close of a way with being like the competitive newscaster or whatever.
Right.
So I would not give myself any credit as far as, but I enjoyed the way that they kept all of the sort of suspects, and I loved Priya. I just wanted her to be like even smarter than they made her out to
Me
be.
too. Me
But there
too.
was a part of me that like says it's just like a small town murder and like a town that doesn't deal with murders. Like no one's really that good at their job. No one's really on the scene that much. And I grew to appreciate that about the show as well.
Am I the only one that actually looked up Delana? I was like, did they make that up or is that real? It's a real place and has a rich history, apparently. Alicia, mommy, give me the order of your theories. Be honest. What were you thinking?
So did not see the mother until almost the end,
Uh huh.
but you notice throughout the movie there was little droplets, and was the fact that she keeps saying my mother said. I don't know if y'all remember, that came up a lot.
Hmm.
So when, at the end, when I figure out it's the mother, when she started the letter, I knew it was the mother.
Oh, really?
They
Okay.
didn't even have to change the voice. I was like, oh, it was her all the time, because the mother my mother said so and so always came up several times
Did it?
throughout
It
the
was like one of the
movie.
things like my mother keeps saying I don't listen or what was the little saying?
Y-
That I
yeah,
need
there
better
was like two
manners or
or three
something.
things
Yeah. Manners.
prior to
But
the
who
end
did you
that
think before that? You didn't have anybody before. You were kind of like shook the whole time too.
yeah. So I knew I kind of figured out who Lexi was,
That's crazy to me.
because
Those
I,
of you
I
that
was
figured that
like,
out is crazy to me.
why would you have so much hate towards her? And then we were missing, right? I'm like, okay, somebody's missing because it was five. So I was like, oh, she's probably the one.
Mm.
I thought it was her the whole time. Like, I really thought it was
And she
her.
was
And
guilty
the
of some
fact that,
things.
yeah, the husband thing, and, she messing around with her husband, that was kind of like after the fact. But that portion right there, I was just like, this new anchor just kind of have something out for her. And I was
Mm.
like, I wonder if this is the girl.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I kind of, that's what I thought. I thought that she was Lexi and that was her.
Got it. Got
So,
it. Okay, so that was your theory. Jess, did I let you say your theories
and
yet? Or iPhone CEO next? Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, no, like honestly, I was also kind of along for the ride. The Lexi of it all did start to percolate in my mind when they go to the headmaster. I think it was the headmaster, and they were looking at the yearbook of them sitting at the table,
Right.
and she goes, "Oh, but you're missing one." She was taking the picture. I said, okay, hold on now. What does that mean? Is this a big revenge? I thought we were looking at a revenge plot. But again, it's just so strange to me that like if you and this other young woman at 16 go through this trauma, I still can't fully understand why you, as an adult, you go through your transformation and then you decide to follow her and make her life a living hell when
No,
she
it's
really
fair.
didn't do anything to you. Like, that's crazy. So that was really my one theory. And actually, yes, also like a man. Could it have been a man? Was it the husband trying to hide something? Was it the cop? Like, what's happening here? But those are my two theories. But honestly, if I'm being fully honest, I was just mostly
You were like,
along for the
whoa,
ride.
like I don't know, right? iPhone CEO,
Truly.
tell me your theories as you went along.
Okay, here we go. So, I thought it was Richard. You can't hold me. I thought it was Richard.
I know
Like I
that's
was just
right.
like,
It's
bruh,
always a
I saw
man.
your. I'm like, bruh, I saw it in your eyes and Den of Thieves. I know you about that life. So I literally thought it was Richard. But I thought about it actually to what the last person just said. I'm like, the way this show is going, it can't be a man. I'm like, that kind of takes away from the essence of the show
Mm,
in a weird, dark way. If it is a man, I'm like, nah, man, this is really the women's problem. Like as far as the friendship, I thought it was gonna be a Pretty Little Liars thing. Like it's a Royal Rumble, everybody killing everybody.
right.
Yeah, just like
Man.
I really thought of this show as like the only way to fight evil is with a worse evil because the show just got darker and darker as it went on.
True. True.
Yes, yeah, just got darker and darker. So I was like, all right, Tessa Thompson could pull up and swing on somebody real quick, and I ain't gonna hold it to her after seeing that VHS. I'm not. But like the more the show went on, I was just like, it can't be Richard. But I was like, I'm gonna stick with Richard because it was like if this was a parlay, I'm gonna put my money on Richard, and I would have lost my money for sure, for
I'm
sure.
so glad
But
you
I
can't
was
bet on
like,
TV shows yet.
yeah. So I was just like, the more and more the show went on, I'm just like, for the narrative, the show, and just for I don't know justice, this has to be a woman that pulls up and does this or whatever. And
It makes
little
so
did I
much
know it was the
sense.
one. Yeah, little did I know it was the woman putting eggshells in the eggs. Like I did not know it was going to be the mom. I didn't see that coming. And now that I look back on it, I'm just like, dang, that's the most obvious one because nobody would have thought that. Duh. But I guess that's what the plot twist was for. But I wasn't mad. Again, I wasn't mad that it was the mom.
Right.
But as far as Lexi hating Anna's character, it makes sense to me because like I'm sorry, if I'm married and my wife is does cameras and she goes off with another guy and I know they're doing something, I want my lick back too. Not even gonna hold you.
And and
Not even gonna-
and remember, since this friendship group dissipated so fast, she still thinks she has something to do with integrating her into the friend group. Like if there's a traumatic experience in your life after you killed someone or during the time you killed someone, so I don't know how much trauma you've experienced, but like remember Anna is the one who invited her into this group. So the fact that she was almost assaulted and almost going to and drink and pee, maybe she probably still thinks it's Anna. So that's why I'm like, you get what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah, and to me, like the first one that got killed, the one that was on the car, like if my childhood was that dark, I'm surprised it was only 30 stabs. I'm surprised it wasn't like 100. But like for me,
Please.
I get why the mom did it. But if I had to say who I thought did it, I thought Richard. But the more and more the show went on, I'm like, it can't be her.
Before we go to
And also,
JK, what would Richard's motive have been?
so Richard for me, like it would have been something along the line of how we found out about Lexi.
Okay.
Like, hey, you find out Richard's character, I don't know, was framed. He was in the back of the VCS tape, something like that. Like you just find out
He
something
was one
along
of
the
the
lines.
dudes
But
that
I'm
didn't want to do it or
yeah,
something
you
crazy. A
find out
friend of his
something, or you
brother.
find out like, hey, what you did was really my sister or my
Mm,
cousin or whatever, and he trying to get his lick back for something like that. But I'm like, I don't know, just for story narrative, I'm like, it has to be a woman that does
that makes
this.
so much
But
sense.
also justice for Priya. Priya's character was dope. I really liked her character. She was too smart. Like that scene where she was in the conference room trying to tell them, like, y'all, 2 + 2 = 4. Like this
I
happened,
was so
this
irritated
happened.
during those scenes.
Why don't you see it? And John Berthal's character is just like, man, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. So we just gonna throw things to the wall and see what stick. Bruh, yeah.
Man, I was mad at the
Why were
woman.
you irritated?
I was mad at the woman that was asking for the DNA test, and he like delayed it a week. Come on now. What you
Come
now
on.
I'm reporting that man so fast. Give
You
me
ain't never
your
lying. But I also say, last thing about John Berthal's character, I don't think it was stupidity as much as it was weakness that led him to have the stupidity.
men
Like
do be weak.
his wife that been missing for a year asked him a question about, like, man, tell me a little bit about this case. Like, he wasn't saying it as a cop, he was saying it as a husband. Like, a lot of times he just had
Come
weakness.
on,
And
empathy.
like being a stereotypical man, like you're going to choose sex over almost anything moral, right, or just pointing toward a
Come
north
on,
star somewhere.
honesty.
Like you,
Come on, say it.
yeah,
Come
you're most
on.
likely going to choose that. And he made the dumbest decisions. But let's be honest, like a lot of men in his situation, like, oh man, I get a chance to of exploring this curiosity with this person. I'm going to take advantage of that regardless of what the consequences are. And then when I got to be questioned for those consequences, I'm going to try to hide all the
That's
evidence.
correct.
So I think,
And that's
yeah, I
why
think his was more of moral decisions that led to his
but that's
stupidity.
why he
So,
got cooked by Clyde the whole time because he was like, don't
oh, he
talk
got
about
cooked
me.
episode 1 through 6.
He was like, he came up to the husband like, don't look at me. The husband was like, don't look at me and my little fetishes. You got your little fetishes too. That's why you caught up in this shit with my ex-wife or my late wife right now. JK, what were your theories in order? I think you're the last one.
I honestly thought it was Anna for a good while because of the way that the show opened up with her in like her jacket with her hood up, and she just came into her room and it was a little disheveled, and then you see her throwing out something into the trash, like a big bag into the trash. So it already started off with you being suspicious of her and what she's doing when she's not on camera. And then also with the sister, um John Berthal character's sister, trying to warn him and say, oh, she's not the person that you think she is. Although it kind of force feds you that kind of more suspicion about her. i
Mhm.
i kind of kept that theory in mind. And then up until the very end, and with Lexi, I felt that between her sleeping with her husband and then also just like regular office politics where there's always somebody that's trying to gun for your job, and you don't necessarily have to have slept with their husband, but
Right.
they just see you and they want to go for what you have. So I kind of felt like, okay, maybe that's what that is, and there wasn't much more to it because that happens in real life.
And let me
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to put in one thing, is that I think got glossed over with the letter that the mom wrote, and how she talks about how things get easier after you do it, the more you do it. And the first death she talks about is the baby.
Correct.
It kind of made me wonder, did she really kill the baby or it was an accident? Because if it was an accident, why would you write about it like that? Like,
JK,
oh,
here
they
is
said it
my
was a crib death, and I'm like, wait a minute, did you really do that?
JK, that was my. We got about 10, 15 minutes left in this room. JK, that is my exact next topic. Love what we watch. Love that you're all here with
Come
us.
on. Come
Happy,
on.
happy
She didn't
what
kill
we,
that
TJ,
baby on
hold on.
purpose.
Happy what we watch Wednesday. Happy what we watch Wednesday. Y'all make it so easy to talk about film and TV. It is our passion. It's what brings us together. It's how we learn more about each other. Like I've learned about all of y'all today that y'all support serial killers as long as they lied about dementia and are over 50. I love that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I watch a lot of TV shows, and I just want to quickly, before we go into, let's address the mom and her fourth kill, which was her first one. JK, I want to support you. A lot of times when people go in, this is why I try not to listen to anything about TV shows, because if you tell me there's a twist, now I'm waiting, right? The Sixth Sense is like a global phenomenon because no one knew that a twist was coming. We were just kind of along for the ride. And then boom, M. Night's him in that way, and they let him make anything now. JK, when you make something easy, what you can do with a twist is do 2 twists and 3 twists and 4 twists and 5 twists. Watch The Rip and you'll see what I'm talking about. Another show on Netflix. Shout out to Tiana Taylor with your Academy Awards and your Golden Globes. The thing about it is, you can think it's the first one because a lot of these writers and showrunners and filmmakers know that you're gonna not think it's the easiest answer because you think we think it is the easiest answer. So I actually support thinking it was Anna, and that it could have been a couple twists and we come right to the front. But let's address Alice again. I call her grandma. That's another issue I have. She's a grandma, y'all, and I'm a truth bomb at the very end of this. But I need to know, show of hands, and you need to tell me why. Y'all, we're divided. Did she kill that baby? My vote is yes. Now, was it intentional? How much I mean, when you have vehicular manslaughter, was it intentional? Do we ask that question? No, you still did it. So, Tej, I know how you feel about this, but go ahead and tell the group. You're not going to be on. You're
Y'all are
not real,
ridiculous.
man.
She did not kill the baby. She unfortunately didn't pay enough attention to the baby, and the baby unfortunately died in a tragic accident. And she literally said in the letter, "I let you down once." So she understood that it was her fault that the baby died, but she did not kill the
So
baby.
then why did she
That's not what.
say after the first time it gets easier? And that was the thing that was said the whole show. She started off the
Yeah,
letter like that.
that's what you call the Hollywood punch up. That just sounds cool on a piece of paper because it was probably written like that in the book.
So
Like
now
that's
a
you,
mastermind
you can
serial
feel the
killer,
book writing in the
a
letter. You can feel the
mastermind
book writing.
serial killer admitting being a serial killer is now, this is just a Hollywood punch up. I,
That comes straight from a book. You get that. That's what it's like poetic in the way
it
that
is
she
a book
writes it of like
adaptation.
tying the baby. It's the book.
Jess, did she kill that baby or not?
No, no, come on, man. They said it was what, like a crib death. And like Tej was saying in the letter, she did acknowledge the fact that, she caused the traumatic loss of her grandbaby, and she was looking for a way to avenge that, Like you find yourself, what was it? Like a few months, if not more, of her just having to go through tapes of her child because she's kind of disappeared after the loss of her child that she knows she felt responsible for. And again, they literally call out the crib death, and she says in the letter, "I let you down in this way." No, I'm not gonna go as far as to say like she killed that girl, but it definitely
I don't know
it,
why we're
it,
all of a sudden believing cops. They didn't say it was a crib death. We said we're gonna call this it could be a crib death. It wasn't even
is that
for
what they said?
sure.
Okay, fair.
She is having a trauma response to losing her grandchild, and her daughter disappeared on her, so
Trauma
she can't even
response.
comfort her.
Trauma
And so
response.
you need to have more grace for this black mother and this black grandmother, and we need to support these black
I
mothers
thought we
and
were
black
supposed to
grandmothers out
believe
here.
and honor our elders. What had happened to that? I thought we were supposed to
After
respect and
you tell
believe and
after you
support.
write a letter and tell me you
What had
killed
happened?
four of my ops for a transgression when I was 16, I, I'm gonna
Transgression is the most minimizing language you could ever
it
use for that
wasn't it was
circumstance.
a significant transgression. I'm a big FTK girl, F them kids, but I'm like, oh God, like I struggled. Diner in the Dash, did she kill that baby on like we know it wasn't on purpose, but like what's the percentage?
Oh well, don't get. I don't know about a percentage, but I think she thinks on some level she thinks she did it,
Thank you.
or she takes responsibility for it. So, and that definitely that psychology of her guilt for the fact that she played a role in it did make it easier for her to go on and carry on the killing. I think is how she at least she rationalized it to herself.
Right. Right. iPhone CEO.
Man, she ain't kill that baby. I'm telling you, so like this is the way I look at it. Like, yeah, the crib death, they did say like announce a crib death, whatever the case may be. I did think that it would have been a good way to say that like that's when her dementia started. Like if something happened and like
Mm.
that's how the baby, like something happened with the baby. But she even said to a degree, after killing John Berthal's sister, who that's the only one I probably would have let live.
See?
But like after she killed her, she said something along the line of like, I gave you your family back, as in
Yep.
that child now belongs to them, whatever the case may be. So like I think that was also her weird way of saying like I apologize because I did allow it to happen.
Hmm.
Which maybe could have opened like, the floodgates in her head, like, okay, it is okay for me to kind of do these things to make amends for what I did to their child.
Which is
I see
a
my
little bit of an admission of guilt.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I'm
Okay.
not saying that like, yeah, I'm definitely not saying like she woke up with complete intent to say, you know what, this is the day, my daughter's child goes away. Like, no, she ain't wake up
No,
saying
yeah,
that. She
no.
did not. But I think because it did happen in the way that she happened, like the last person said, she did kind of blame herself, and that might have allowed her to feel a little bit at ease for the murderous venture that she was about to go on.
Oh gosh. And leverage dementia, which we all want to trust, because I don't care if we're supposed to respect our elders and y'all are not shook by our elders weaponizing that, I'm a little concerned. And that is a play on words for the movie Weapons as well. There's just a lot of messaging in this. And I don't see how y'all don't take away that the messaging here is watch them all dementia people now. Cause they could be serial
That's not
killers.
my messages.
That's the
It's
message.
watch them little white girls that you friends
But we
with.
knew,
That's the
okay, we
message.
knew that the trope of terrible female friendships in high school is the oldest trope in like women represented in film history. We get it, bro. But like the weapons message, which I won't ruin if you haven't seen it, is similar to this. Like it's like, wake up, guys. Fat, the big fat girl can also be evil in the group. Don't sleep, and them old people be evil too. Mommy, did she kill that baby? Well, I kind of already know what she's gonna say. What percentage? Like, you can't say she
No,
didn't do it, but she
no,
feel guilty, and then that's why she did it. What do you think, Mike?
no. The whole baby thing is the guilt of being the one that was in charge or overseeing the baby, and the fact that it happened under her watch. That kept her guilt, and that's why she used the words. It's just
You do it
guilt
once, it
of
gets
not.
easier. it's a nuts way
No,
to
but then
it's a
she,
nuts way to
but
define that.
is and when she mentioned it gets easier, it's just being around death.
Okay, so she's just talking about being around dead people is a
That
little easier. Cause like
yeah,
seeing a
yeah,
baby die,
and to be honest, what are we gonna do with Alice? She's what, 70 something, right? Are we gonna put her in jail for those crimes?
mommy,
She just
quite literally yes.
Yes.
No, we not. We gonna send her on vacation.
no,
Man, the
no.
daughter
We're
not
gonna let
snitching.
Alice continue with her dementia or whatever it is
She
that she
doesn't
claims,
have
and we're
dementia.
gonna
No,
call it
we
quits.
gonna
Yeah,
celebrate
that's
her
it.
healing. When she wake up tomorrow, she's not gonna have no dementia. We're gonna celebrate her healing, and we're gonna take her to sit on a
Exactly.
cruise.
We're gonna find her a job with the CIA to seek justice for other unsuspecting people
I'm
who
not even
also
gonna.
need to
I'm
get
not.
gone. Okay.
I'm not even gonna hold you for the plot though. Is she gonna still keep up the act of dementia?
She
I mean, she has
obviously
to.
she has
She,
to, or she could be
This sounds
yeah.
like a
implicated.
great season
If I
two.
was the daughter, I
No,
would side
I
eye
don't.
her every
No,
time she said she forgot something.
if we have a season two, I'm coming right back to
Let's
this
have season
chat.
two
I'm coming right back
where
to this
every
chat. Season
episode she
two,
spent on somebody ops, and then she acts like she has dementia
y'all's
again. She goes to a new town and does it again.
y'all y'all stuff is gonna lose its weight if we have a season two, and y'all let Alice be who she really is, which is who she really is from well before that is a serial killer. I want
She needs to go and work with the prodigal son.
This is what I'm saying. She's an undercover, brilliant seeker of justice. Okay, I'm in the writers' room. I'm in the writers' room. I got y'all.
Yeah, you
not
hate
the
black
the
superheroes.
fact
Well,
that
Wait,
what?
y'all
so
are
is
This is
You
the
this,
don't
hero that
support
we
black
need.
women?
this is crazy. Y'all are
hold
creating
on,
a
this,
whole
so she need a
spin-off
new
for this
Dexter?
serial killer leveraging dementia. Dementia is a real thing that a lot of old people go through, and we need to trust them. The next time you find out somebody with dementia, you're gonna be like, hold on, now just.
Sexual assault is also a thing that a lot of people go through. So she
And
can get out
I
here and get
think
justice
that
for
there are
people.
many other ways to seek justice than 70 stabs to the heart or face and brutally drowning and murdering in the comfort of your home when you have a child. That's all I'm saying. I think that there are other
That's
ways.
different. Those were personal. She can turn into a precision killer. We could that's a good journey for her to go on in season two.
Yeah, you're being very unserious, and clearly you have not seen The Housemaid. We murder our way to justice. Okay.
No, for real, for real. I know. I'm the last person y'all think, especially an elderly black woman. I will defend Omni Man. I will defend all kinds of apologists. We're gonna go back to doing those fun mock trials. Here's my last thing. I'll be truthful and honest here. Mom, if you go on a serial killing spree over something people did to me, I gotta get my bars off on these motherfuckers. Come on now. Don't leave me out of it. That's the real reason why I'm mad. Because now you just killed him on your own and I don't even get my lick back. Like, before you kill him, Mom, let me be in their face like, yeah, bitch, and what the fuck I say? I told you, you ain't never gonna live like that again. Bye. That's why I fucked your whatever. Like, I need that before. So that's, if I'm being honest, that's my real issue. Mom, you kind of stole my thunder a little bit. Like my girl, me and you would have been cool because you're telling me anyways. Either include me in the mix a little bit or don't tell me nothing anyways. Just keep this forever. Like I think iPhone CEO, that was you earlier, that was like, hey, we could have just left that a mystery. I would have been totally okay with that. Like, because mom, please don't tell me. Don't tell me nothing. Cause now you done killed one baby. Now we back with another baby that's not really mine, but is, and now I'm pregnant. And it's just like, I feel like we're gonna have to talk about it, and you're not gonna want me to talk about it. And then I'm like the only person that knows you're lying about dementia. Teach, be for real. Teach, you gonna play along with your mom? The second you get along with your mom, you gonna switch characters and you
I'm
gonna get
sending
caught.
her on vacation. I'm gonna tell her how much I love her, and I'm gonna buy her a house. That's how. That's what. But that's a real mother's love. I love that. This is a hero. You didn't see that the hero of the story the whole time was Alice, and I'm glad that she did what she did. And
Thank you,
I was watching
Tish.
season 2. I'm in.
Mine, not you saying thank you, Teach. Diane the Dash, I saw you unmute real quick. What you want to say?
Well, I just have a question. Is she going to let her new baby home alone with the mom?
The answer is easy. No. Why? Because she's not trustworthy. Why? Because she's a serial killer. Why? Because
Exactly.
she killed my baby already. Why? Because yeah, like this is not a person we can move on with, comfortably. Does no one realize that? Thank you for asking that. Teach, you're sending her on vacation because you don't want her around anyone.
No, it would take a long time for her to have an unsupervised visit with the kid. I agree with that. I do agree.
I'm gonna be like, hey, y'all, I'm gonna get on What We Watch and be like, y'all, please don't do anything mean to me. I know that sounds crazy. I know at my big age of 26, I'm asking y'all, please don't do nothing mean to me. Just trust me on this because y'all not gonna see it coming. Thank y'all so much. That is What We Watch. Thank y'all again. That's His and Hers on Netflix. Tessa, Jon Bernthal, D Johnson, all of you, y'all ate the character that played Priya. We anything that you missed here that you want to say, that you want to add, thank you so much for sharing your theories. Hashtag What We Watch. We are the only digital show streaming your voice, not just content. Thank you for joining. Tweet out how much you loved it. And if you hated it, tweet Tej. Thank you so much. Ciao. Bye.